How are you doing on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day that God has given us? I pray that you have been rejoicing because you were given the gift of life on today. I know you've been wondering where I've been. I haven't disappeared. I've just been planning, healing, and preparing. You know, sometimes God pulls us back so we can grow deeper roots before we get those higher branches. I had to put it in the form of gardening terms. But I just wanted to show you all. And first, let me tell you all why I have been MIA. Some of you all know, but others of you do not. I had fallen on this very porch right here that's now fixed and twisted my ankle. Then I took my mom and my daughter to the Mall of America and fell out of the bathtub. Don't ask me how that happened. But if somebody was filming it, it would have gone viral. I picked my leg up to soap up and stuff in the shower. And when I picked my leg up, both of my feet slipped from underneath me. My feet got wrapped all in the in the shower curtain, and I fell outside of the tub. I'm laughing now, but it was not funny. It literally knocked the everything out of me. So as I'm laying there on the floor, the worst part, my mother and my daughter are in the other room, and I hear them saying, my mother says, "Sounds like Mayo fell." And I hear my daughter saying, "No, because if she had fallen, she would have, called one of us." And then my mother saying, "No, I think she did fall." And my daughter saying, "No, she didn't fall." But guess what? Neither one of them came to actually check on me. So long story short, I end up having an ankle reconstruction and tendons replaced in my foot. So I have a donor tendon, an allograft donor tendon from somebody's thigh placed into my foot. And what I thought was going to be just 4 weeks and I was going to be back to work turned into 6 months because of all the different complications. So with that being said, I didn't get a chance to get out here in my garden. And for a while, I thought I wasn't going to be able to walk back on my 2 feet without mobility assistance. But I'm glad to say I have on my boots, I have on my brace, I have my cane nearby for assistance with stability, but I'm walking. I'm walking. Not only that, I'm also driving. And I'm able to drive myself to PT twice a week, to my doctor once a month, and I have gone back to work. So I get a chance to see my babies, and they just made me feel so good when I went back to the school. So I really, really miss them, and I'm just happy to be back. Healing is hard work, you all, especially when you're in the 50 and up club, because I'm half a century plus a nickel. And when you're in that club, healing is such hard work. Well, it's probably hard work for any age, but it's hard work if you're in that group. And if you already suffer with any type of immune disorders, it makes it even harder because your body is already fighting itself. And then now you're having to do more recovery and lean on extra muscles and tendons, which make other things go out of alignment. But with all that being said, God is good, y'all. God is good. So peace and blessings to everyone that has joined. I see Kapalshi. Please forgive me if I say your name incorrectly. But hello, hello. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining for everyone who's on here now and everyone who will later. My garden friends, my seed starting family, what are you planting? What are you planting? I'm in Georgia, zone 8, I believe. 8B. 8B, I believe. But what are you planting in your area? Let me show you what I'm starting with. Now, remember, I wasn't able to get out here um, last summer, and winter garden, I wasn't able to do anything winter garden. So I'm just so happy to be able to come out and sow some seeds so I can have a harvest this time. So I'm just going to show you what I'm working with. And then I'm going to tell you about some finds that I found that would really benefit you as well. And it's the cheapest finds you're probably going to find if you're a gardener and you want to sow. So let me show you what I'm working with. All right. That section right there is going to be greens and herbs. As you see, look at that. Collard green actually continuing to grow. The section over there with the cups, those are seeds before I had my surgery, and my surgery was June 26th. So that's how long those have been sitting over there. All right, inside of the blue, the yellow, the orange, those are going to be different types of berries because I want to try to keep them in that section first. Along there, it's going to be herbs, greens, greens, greens. We're going to have lots of greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, you name it. This is usually beans, greens. In the silver containers, I don't know what just happened there. Okay. But what I found was seeds at the Dollar Tree. Now, I normally get my seeds from rareseeds.com. I like In My Gardener seeds. I like the Burpee seeds. I like patronizing our local gardeners in the area that sell seeds. But I went inside the dollar store when I went to physical therapy, and they had a lot of seeds. And you cannot beat 3 for $150. So I just wanted to show you all some. This is Paris Island romaine lettuce. We have mammoth deal. Hello, hello to everyone joining. Hello, hello. Dwarf blue curled kale. Bloomsdale long standing spinach. I must have gotten 2 of the different kales because we do eat a lot of kale. Marigolds, because I learned that if you put marigolds around your greens, that it will help keep pests away. And they're very pretty flowers, so they bring in pollinators as well. We have broadleaf sage. Now, I learned that different Dollar Trees also have different types of seeds. So when I go to the next Dollar Tree next week, I'm going to see if they have some seeds that I did not purchase. Oregano or oregano. This is Little Marvel peas. Now, I've planted these before and they came out really, really nice. This is a different type of marigold. This one is the Cracker Jack mixed colors marigold. This is sugar snap peas. My daughter loves sugar snap peas. She makes her ramen noodles and she fills it full of fresh vegetables. And that's her way of making the ramen noodles more nutritious. All right, this is long, thin cayenne pepper. This is cucumbers, and this is Market More 76. Now, they had 5 different types of cucumbers, and I thought that was really amazing. Lavender, because I'm going to have that whole line of different herbs, so that's lavender. This is another type of lettuce, black-seeded Simpson, and lettuce grows really fast. We have 2 black-seeded Simpson. We have Autumn Beauty sunflowers. Aren't they pretty? Autumn Beauty. Another Cracker Jack marigold. This one is another type of beans, and this is tender green, improved bush beans. So I don't know how they improved it because the other ones give you a large harvest of beans. So if you're looking for some beans that really give you a large harvest, these do, the bush beans. I got some pretty plants only because they bring in pollinators. I really like plants that I can eat. But the zinnias bring in the pollinators, which will help the plants that I like to eat. I picked up a large one because it seemed like it had different colors, and I was gonna maybe spread it amongst my greens and even try it in the herb garden just to see what happens. So that's why I got the large one. And then I have an area in my front yard, and I want to try to bring in more hummingbirds and butterflies. So we shall see. Now, speaking of hummingbirds, I already have the hummingbird container. The Dollar Tree also has this, the hummingbird nectar for $1.50. Or you can make your own, which is just sugar and water, and put it in your hummingbird feeder. But this was already made for us, and the only thing you have to do is just add the water as you fill up your containers. We only had maybe 2 or 3 hummingbirds last year, but I wanted to bring in more, so that was my purpose. They had thyme, and this one is container variety. You know how I love watermelon. This is Sugar Baby. This is the only kind they had at this Dollar Tree. More marigolds, but this one is a different kind. This one is French double dwarf marigolds. Nasturtiums, they bring in the pollinators and they're pretty plants. Squash, I want to try to do the 3 sisters. So the corn, the squash, and what else is it? If you know, put it down in the comments. I just forgot. But it's 3 sisters. It's the corn, the squash, and you plant the corn so that, beans, so that the beans will use the corn to vine around, and the squash. But I don't know how they relate to each other. Anybody ever planted the 3 sisters, squash, beans, corn? How did that turn out for you? And how does that work? Swiss chard. I just think these are so pretty. And they actually come out in the different colors. This is another type of bean. This is French fillet. More peas. And one last thing I wanted to show you. They have the compressed seed starter mix. Now you can also take a piece of this. You could break it up in pieces. You could use, if you don't have a pot, you can use an egg container. And you could put pieces in it. And you could put your seed, drop your seed in each one of the egg container pieces. And you didn't have to spend any money on a pot, and just $1.50 with the seed starter mix. And 3 for $1 on the seeds. And this one is the last one, early summer crookneck. So as you see, I did a lot of seed shopping, and now I'm about to start planting. But I just wanted to jump on and say hello, tell you why I was MIA, and wish you a happy, happy sowing season. And if you have not started, please get up, get out, and grow something, because you and I have to do for you and I. Even if you live in an HOA, you can put 2 pots, one on one side of the door, one on the other side of the door, and you can put you some greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes in each pot. You can still have something outside. If you live in an HOA, or if you don't like the outside, you can grow inside hydroponically. You can grow inside in a pot and use a grow light. But please, 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 I'm begging you to grow some food for you and your family. Times are getting harder and harder. People are doing more and more to the foods and the things that we eat and drink. When you sow it, you know what you put into the ground. You know the chemicals you've used on your items. You know that you've prayed over it. You know more about it. And guess what? The food that you grow yourself, you're going to appreciate it more because you put your time, sweat equity, work, and love into it. And it's just going to taste better to you. Just come back and tell me about it when you do. So, happy growing season, my garden friends. Get up, get out, and grow something. And have a great, great day. I will be back to show you some updates on the front porch garden, the front yard garden, because now that I missed a whole 3 seasons, I have to make up for it. So happy planting, you all. Have a great, great rest of the day and planting season.